Hey there, do you ever sit down to work your business? And just freeze, like you don't know what to do? You know you need to get into action, right? But fear of rejection, fear of failure, or maybe it's just a lack of confidence in, knowing what to do and thinking, oh, do I really know how to do this? It just holds you back. Okay, guess what? That's normal. There's nothing wrong with you. I want you to know that is so normal and something almost every entrepreneur faces at some time or another. And a lot of times, many times. Just because it goes away doesn't mean it won't return, right? So, in this episode today, we are going to share our top tips to help you instantly boost your self confidence when it comes to actually taking action so that you can start building your business. Okay. And we want to encourage you to share this if you get if you get any.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Start Your Day with Coffee with K and J. There we go. And I apologize. I totally cut Mom off. I accidentally hit the button too early. So
Hey, she likes to do that. You know what? She's not going to she's not going to ruin my confidence. I'm not going to allow it.
I was like, oh no, she wasn't done talking. I got a little click happy there. So yeah, welcome to this week's episode, you guys. Hey, Cynthia, great to see you here. As you're coming on, say hello. And if this is your first time catching a video from us, then we want to introduce ourselves. My name is Jordan Maley. I'm here with Kathy Schneider, my mom and business partner. And we are a mother-daughter team. We help driven network marketers with the simple strategies to grow your business quickly online without confusion and overwhelm.
And we like to have a lot of fun with you guys.
We do, with each other and with you guys. Absolutely. So if you're watching this over on YouTube or if you're on our Facebook page, make sure you give our page a like, or if you're on YouTube, become a subscriber so that you can be the first to know about new episodes. And every time we stream a live episode like this one, which we do every single Wednesday morning. Also, with every episode, we like to give you guys a free resource to download to help you get more out of what we cover in the episode. So you can always download that resource by clicking on the link that is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, or it might be scrolling across the top of your screen, depending on what platform you're watching this on. So, hey, Cynthia, great to see you here. As you guys are coming on, say hi. Let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We have people inside the Global Freedom community from all over the world. So we'd love to know where you're tuning in from today. And today we've got a great episode for you. It's all about confidence, and I'll let Mom kick us off.
Yes, absolutely. And let's hope that Jordan doesn't stop me from talking.
I'm in control of the controls. So just so you guys know, I can make her disappear anytime I want to.
Oh, boy. Okay. So,
hey, April, great to see you here, April.
Absolutely. We like to start these episodes off with a quote. We are big on quotes because quotes kind of keep us focused on where we're going, what we're doing. So confidence is a lot of this game. And so when I talk about this game, I'm talking about network marketing, right? Or, direct sales, whatever it is you're in. Confidence is a lot of this game. Or really, if you think about it, it's any game. So if you don't think you can, you won't. And that's why confidence is so important. I don't know who said this quote, but I found it and I thought, you know what? This is so true with really any game, right? And so I want you to think of network marketing as just a game, okay? Football players, if they don't have confidence, are they going to go out on that field and do very well? Basketball players, hockey, someone playing the piano, maybe your kid that does, competes in tumbling. Confidence.
Public speaking, right?
Yeah, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And so, and maybe it's not, like I say, even athletes, they're getting paid to do it. So it's not just a game, right? This is their career. So I want you to know that, having confidence in what you're doing, it's really important. And we all struggle from time to time. Well, quite often, honestly, with not having confidence, but there are some things that you can do to build your confidence. And that's what we're going to help you with today.
Yes. Well, and just a quick note on athletes, I love watching athletes We're big Patrick Mahomes fans down here. We're from Lubbock, Texas. He played college ball here in Lubbock, Texas at Texas Tech. And I love watching him make a mistake. You know why? Because he might make a huge mistake where the defense has to take over the ball. Maybe he even throws an interception or he fumbles. And I love watching him make mistakes because you get to watch him come back out with the same amount of confidence on the very next play, right? He never lets a mistake carry through and affect the next play. And as business owners, as entrepreneurs, it's so important, right? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to have posts that totally flop. You're going to say the wrong thing in a message. You're going to, you're going to make mistakes, but you've got to let those go and move forward because that's the only way to succeed. And in this episode, like Mom said, we're giving you guys some tips on how to move past those mistakes, how to improve your confidence, and just feel better about growing your business. So like we already said, hey to Cynthia and April. Hey there, Wendy and Kim. Great to see you ladies here. Guys, do us a favor and in the comments, say yes or say me if you ever struggle a little bit with feeling confident about growing your business. I know I do. We were actually just talking about this right before we went live. Sometimes it's so scary to write a social media post and then actually post it, right? Sometimes it's really scary to actually invite someone to look at your business, right? You don't want to come across as spammy or salesy. You don't want to be that girl, you don't want, you're worried about what your friends will think, what your family members think, what strangers on the internet are going to say about you. Because, social media can be kind of a nasty place sometimes. And so it definitely, it can be scary. And I know, that doesn't ever really go away. You just learn how to deal with it. I mean, it's something we still face every day. April, I know you're one of the most successful ladies in network marketing that we know. And April just said, yeah, I still struggle with it, right? So your leaders struggle with it. Top earners in your company struggle with it. It's something that we all battle, and it's something that all of us can work through, which is pretty cool, right?
Well, and I want to emphasize this today that we're doing is, if you're struggling with it, guess what? I mean, and like Jordan said, we all do, right? It's very, very almost certain that there's going to be people on your team that are struggling with this too. So this is a really good episode to share with your team and give them, because a lot of times it's funny. We can talk to them, about self-confidence. We can talk to them about, oh my gosh, I believe in you. And we can, build them up and do all that. Sometimes they just need to hear it from someone else. I know we bring in other trainers all the time for our team because we can be saying something, but then they hear it from somebody else and it's just, they just need to hear it phrased a different way. So anyway.
Absolutely. We bring in guest trainers with my horse riding, and it's a big joke at the barn, because the trainer who comes in from Ireland will say something and I'll look at my trainer and I'll go, why have you never told me that? And she gets so mad. She'll go, I tell you that every single week. And we laugh about it. And I say, I know you do. I'm just teasing, but when someone else says it, sometimes it clicks in a different way. So we put together a free download for you guys for this episode. And it might sound like a little bit of a weird freebie right now, but it's going to make sense in just a minute. You're going to want it. I'm just going to tell you that. You're going to want this freebie. It is a workbook called Unstoppable Vision. Okay. And the reason that we put this workbook together for you is because improving your self-confidence really starts with vision, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But this workbook is going to walk you through the process of creating your vision, building your confidence, and helping you really get crystal clear on where you want to go with your business, with your life. And this is the big and give you the confidence that you can get there. Okay. This is a very, very powerful exercise. This is the very first exercise that we have all of our coaching clients, whether they're our freedom seekers or our VIP Premier Club coaching clients. It doesn't matter. It's the first exercise we have anyone go through when they start working with us. And so we thought it'd be really fun to throw it into this episode for you guys. You can download it for free over at globalfreedomcommunity.com/48.
Yeah. So like Jordan said, the first thing you want to do is when it comes to improving your self-confidence, it starts with vision, okay? And vision is different than goals, all right? I want to emphasize that. Vision is different than goals. So rather than creating a target with a deadline, which is kind of like what we tell you to do with goals, right? You got to have a deadline. Your vision is a deeper look, okay, at what you will have, how you will feel, and what your average day will look like once your goals are achieved, okay? I was just thinking about that this morning as I got up, and I wasn't in a rush to get out the house. Didn't have this till 10 a.m. It's the first thing I had to do. And my husband and I are up about between 6:30. He went and had breakfast with his mom and Jordan. And then, and I was just thinking about it, and I thought, I am so grateful that I was told to create a vision, a crystal clear vision of what my day would look like if I could have the perfect day. And obviously this is I started this back when my kids were little. Okay, if you have little bitty ones around, you can't that you can have a vision of them sleeping in late, and that probably isn't going to happen. So, some of it just happens over time because of the age of your kiddos. Like our youngest is 19 and she just got up maybe 15 minutes ago. So that's pretty, the house has been quiet. So, there's some things obviously you don't have a lot of control over, but overall you're trying to think like, I didn't have to get up and rush off to a job. And this isn't because I'm any different or any more special than anyone else. It's because I started with this vision years ago of what I wanted my career to look like, what I wanted my life to look like, and then I built the career around it. Okay, so it starts with the vision. So you just, creating the picture is the first step. Believing is the second. And then reviewing that vision every single day, you actually start to communicate to your subconscious mind that this is the person you really are. And guess what? It just starts happening. It really does. It starts happening. So when you have a clear vision, your success becomes inevitable. It literally becomes who you are before you are. And then before you know it, you wake up one day and it's who you are. And you're like, it's just like, oh my gosh, I've achieved what I've been shooting for all this time. So guys, we want you to have that. And maybe you're getting close to it, which is cool. Maybe you're far away. I don't want you to give up. You've got to create that vision. We went to a vision workshop. It was a 2-day, 3-day, I can't remember, years ago. Gosh, it's been over 10 years ago now.
Yeah, it was in 2010, actually.
Yeah, and it was a vision building workshop. And I remember my husband asking him, going, we're going to spend how much time working on our vision? I was like, 2 days, like 2 full days? Like, is this an all-day process? Well, guess what? The other day, he walked in and he handed me this note. We recently moved, and he came in, and it was a worksheet he had done, and he had checked off over time the things that had come true during this time when he created this vision at this workshop. Very reluctantly, I might add. Like, this wasn't something he was excited about doing. And guess what? He came in and he had checked off every single item on that list except one. And like, he doesn't even, he found it later. This is something that's been hidden back. So I'm telling you, this stuff works even when you don't believe in it, but you got to do it. So we want to encourage you to grab the workbook, the Unstoppable Vision Workbook, globalfreedomcommunity.com/48.
Absolutely. All right. I see there was a quick error with the form. I believe it's fixed now. You can check that again, Wendy. Let me know. Thanks for letting me know. So, and if not, we'll get it fixed as soon as this episode's done for sure if you're watching live. So I'll be sure to come back and drop in the comments. I think it's fixed though. So you guys let me know if it's not. So let's talk the next tip. All right. So vision is so important, and vision is just, it's the starting point of all of it, right? It's one of those things without the vision, the rest of it really doesn't matter a whole lot, which is why we gave you guys the vision workbook. But the other caveat to this is that in order to build your business successfully, you're going to have to grow. Okay. In fact, it's been said you have to work on yourself more than you work on your business. And for some of us, that's more true than for others, right? Like, I know when I got started in this business, I was 18 years old. I was so shy, so quiet, so terrified to talk to people. I had no speaking skills. I had no business skills. I had no networking skills. I was not a very good prospect. We'll just be honest. I was not. My mom thought I was because I was her daughter, but like beyond that, not so much. And so I had to work on myself a lot in order to grow this business. And it came down to things like learning self-discipline. We are raised in a society where we're always told when to show up and what to do and at what time to do it, right? That's how we're raised in school. That's how jobs work. You got to be here at this time. You have to stay until this time. While you're here, you need to get this, this, and this done. And if you don't, you lose your job, right? So now all of a sudden we're entrepreneurs and we have to hold ourselves accountable to those things. So it's self-discipline. It's saying no to distractions. It's learning how to set business hours. It's definitely, there's a lot of moving pieces to being an entrepreneur, and it takes learning skills while also learning how to battle the mindset side of it, the self-doubt, the limiting beliefs. Do I even deserve this? I was talking to a coaching client on the phone yesterday, and it was like sometimes the fear of being successful is as scary as the fear of failing. Like, oh my gosh, what if I actually do enroll a new team member? Then what? What do I have? Then I have to be a leader. Like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can be a leader right now. So you've got all these things in your head that are holding you back. How do you overcome all of that? Personal development. All right, personal development. It's impossible to immerse yourself in personal development and not become more confident and more courageous. Okay, there's books out there like Think and Grow Rich, You're a Badass, Maximum Achievement, The 4 Agreements. Those are just a few. We wrote them down on the blog. If you want to head over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/48, the titles of all of those are written there. Read the same book over and over and over again. Okay, this is really one of our biggest tips. And I think it's one of the things, and Mom can disagree with me, although I think she agrees, that really helped us become so successful when we first got started is we found one curriculum and we just focused in on it, right? We weren't reading every new book that came off the shelf or every new thing that somebody recommended on Facebook. We found one person to really focus in and follow. And then, we would buy a CD program, because back then that was how you bought courses, or we would buy a book and we would read it over and over and over and over again until it really sunk in, right? So take notes, take more notes. When you read it the second time, you're going to pick up on things you didn't catch the first time. Treat it like a learning experience, not as just something that you're consuming, which is probably one of the biggest tips for personal development. It's not how many books can I read this year? It's what can I actually learn this year that's going to change something in my life, right? We recommend spending at least 30 minutes diving into a personal development book every single day. You can do that as part of your morning routine. You can listen to something on Audible while you're driving. Like, there's so many different ways to work that into your routine. So many different ways. And so, but it's just imperative. If you want to grow your business, being a student of personal development is very, very important.
Yeah, funny story. Jordan Sand, she was referencing the fact that we had this one curriculum that we followed and we repeated it over and over and over. We really wanted it to really become who we were, right? We just wanted to know it inside out. Well, I've mentioned before, we recently moved back in February. And I have been, of course, going through things and, putting things away and organizing and all that. When you move, you do that. You go through everything, right? Well, I opened up an old, kind of like a Walkman, like a CD player, one of those round ones, that you plug the Bose headset into. And I would listen. That's what I would use when I was on the treadmill or going for a walk. I didn't use the phone back then, okay? Didn't use Audible back then. It was these CDs. Well, I don't know why. For some reason, I opened that little player thinking, surely nothing's in there. Guess what? One of the CDs in this one particular set, it was like 28 days to, whatever, changing your life or something. I forget the actual name of the course, but it was a 28-day one. Well, the whole idea, they start off telling you, you're going to repeat this over and over and over and over. Well, one of those CDs was in there. And I thought, oh my goodness. But I still have the box set. That is on my desk over here in the office. I would not part with it, because that is like, I look at it and I know that is when I did the do. I mean, like, I listened to that. I'm surprised those CDs even still play. I played them so many times.
Absolutely.
Pretty funny that it was in the little Walkman, which I kept. I didn't get rid of. I don't know if you could buy them anymore. So I needed that thing, because what, how am I going to play these CDs if I want to, if I don't have it? It's the only CD player we have in the house.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, no kidding. It's very hard to find a CD player these days. They don't even come in computers anymore. So, all right. So the last one.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
And this one's really big, okay? And that is, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. And this really, Ray Higdon said this once to us, and it really stuck out. And he said, you can only battle your mindset on the field, not in your head.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does that mean? You're only going to get rid of the fear by actually facing your fear. You know, you've heard of people that are scared of heights, so they go skydiving. I am scared of heights, and I personally believe that is a very logical fear that I have no problem holding on to. I am not going skydiving. I don't mind being scared of heights. I'm perfectly happy with it. But
I'm perfectly happy to just avoid them.
Yeah. But you know, it's funny. Airplanes. I don't see heights and airplanes as the same thing, which is I know I'm a weirdo.
Well, but then I'm claustrophobic, and to me, being in an airplane is very claustrophobic, and so it doesn't even make sense. But I'm
really scared of turbulence, and I still don't like it. Right? Nobody likes turbulence, but
I do.
It's what, yeah. Mom's weird. Don't talk to her about her weird flight things either. We both get weird on flights about totally opposite things. But I made myself get on airplanes, even though I was scared to get on airplanes. Right? It's like there are things you have to do that, you know, at the end of the day, this fear that you're feeling is so completely illogical that you've just got to face it. Right? And one of the things that helped me do that is really sitting down and thinking, what's the worst thing that could happen? Now, on an airplane, maybe not the best question to ask, but in your business, what's the worst thing that could happen? If someone tells you no, if someone leaves a nasty comment on your social media post, if someone doesn't respond to your message, so what? What's the worst thing that could happen? Is it going to kill you? No. Somebody leaves a rude comment, delete it. It's your page. You can do what you want. Someone doesn't reply, who cares? Right? If somebody tells you no, awesome. Now you can mark them off your list, right? Like, if somebody doesn't agree with you, they don't pay your bills. There are thousands of people out there who think that building a network marketing business is the smartest thing for the average person in the world to do to earn a living. We're two of those people. You know, we will tell you, and there are thousands of others, put yourself around other people, join our global freedom community. There's over 10,000 people in that group who think you are amazing for running your own home business. Who cares about, you know, Aunt Mary or your neighbor Susie down the street who think you're weird? Doesn't matter. They don't pay your bills. So all I'm saying is, think about the worst thing that can happen, and that'll help you realize, okay, I probably really need to do this, right? I really need to take action. You're not going to overcome your lack of confidence by thinking about being more confident, or by reading more books, or by, learning the right script, or getting all your pieces in place for your system. You do things wrong so that you can do things right, right? Mom and I mess up all the time in our business. We mess up all the time. All the time. I mean, daily, multiple times a day. Ask her. I mess up a lot, right? Like, we both do. We make mistakes. But it's that failing forward that helps us become more confident, and to learn that your mistakes do not define you, but they do help make you into who you're going to become. And the only way to become the person who is successful is by failing a lot. So get out there, take action, do it even though you're scared. And what you're going to realize is the actions that you're so scared of aren't that scary after all. So,
yeah, it's so true. And so you really do. You just have to get out there and just, face it and do it anyway. And the cool thing about it is, this is one of the things I want you to really think about. As you start doing these things anyway, then as you start building the team, you've got this stuff to share with them, like your experience. And then you can talk from personal experience and say, yeah, guess what? I understand. I was there. But guess what? Here's what I did. And then let me tell you how it is now. You
Yep.
know, so it's great. I mean, you don't want to be the person that says, what do you mean you're scared? I was never scared. What's wrong with you? You know, we don't want to be that way. We want people to know that, hey, being fearful is normal. Think about our kiddos, you know, you do things, and then what do? You share your experience with them so that they can get through whatever it is that they're trying to get through. And anyway, it's so important. So important. Be sure and grab.
I had that exact conversation with our coaching client that I had the phone call with yesterday. I said, it's so good that you're feeling this way.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make you a better leader, because you're going to be able to empathize with because most people do. Most people are scared. If you find someone who's literally never scared to build their business, that's very rare, right? Like that person is an anomaly. To feel scared, the difference in maybe how you feel right now versus how you think a leader feels is that a leader feels that way, but they take the action anyway, right? That's the difference. And so it's only when we allow, and we've all done it, we've all allowed fear to stop us from taking action. I guarantee you I have. I still do it sometimes. I'll catch myself, procrastinating. That's usually what it looks like in my world these days, is I procrastinate, because I'm like, what it really comes down to is I'm a little nervous to do it. So I'll just say, well, I haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't gotten to it yet. When in reality, it's that I haven't made it a priority because I'm scared. So everyone does it, but where we really win is when we come out and we take that big action.
Absolutely.
All right. Want even more? Then go grab the resource. And it is working now, by the way, you guys. April said it is fixed and she received it. So that's awesome. Yeah. So head over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/48 and grab the Unstoppable Vision workbook. This is really cool exercise, isn't it, Mom? It's just, walking through your personal vision, your business vision, and just getting crystal clear on why you started your business. But it's not even just your why. Like, it's so much bigger than just your why. Mm-hmm. It's how your life is going to look when this thing just blows up exactly how you've always wanted it to, right? And then by reviewing that every day, your confidence that it's going to happen just absolutely soars. Wendy, feel free to reach out to us on support if you didn't receive it. I do know it's going out. I double checked it, and April said she received hers. So yeah, if you ever don't get a free resource from us that you asked for, just reach out to support and we can take care of you.
Yeah, and that's over at globalfreedomcommunity.com/support.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so each week we end our episode with a question of the week. So if your confidence was unstoppable, just want you to stop and think about this for a minute. If your confidence was unstoppable, and of course we're talking about in building your business, okay? What would you accomplish in the next 90 days? Like, if you really and truly believed that you could, what would that be? We want you to drop it in the comments. What would that be?
How many people would you talk to? Would you go live? Would you, promote your business a little bit more? Would you reach out to someone you've been scared to reach out to? Like, what would you do? Ooh, I love that question. That's such a good question. Because yeah, when you have that unstoppable confidence, that's when the magic really starts to happen, right? We take such big action that our success then becomes inevitable because we're taking the actions to make it happen.
Exactly.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. We're super excited that you're here with us. We'll be back next week for another episode of Coffee with K&J, episode 49, which, we're getting really close to episode 50. We might have to do something really special for episode 50. So we'll be back here next week. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you very, very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.